What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Something different than what I'd normally do, but I don't know, I've been working on this for a little while, and I thought I'd show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing for school, kind of. This is a very small GNS3 lab that we're going to use to configure some ISIS routers. ISIS being the routing protocol we're going to use. We have 3 different areas. So we have this area 2, which could be one site. Area 3 is another site. We're going to only be using level 1 in these areas, and then we have a core, I guess, that we're going to use level 2 for adjacency purposes. So I've already got router 1 and 2 set up just so that they're up and working, so we can take a look at those right now. At the configuration, you can see the routing table right here. Between the two, R1 and R2, you can see that they're level 1 adjacencies to router 2. This is in router 1. Via this path, that's the loopback. This is the other interface, and then we have our directly connected interface, which is right here, this IP address /30, and then our loopback is local, and then our LAN that's down here that's directly connected. If we look at R2, it's a similar story. We have our loopback connected, our directly connected interfaces, our loopback of R1, and its LAN, and this is communicating via level 1. So we can ping back and forth, say 10.23.23.1 is the opposite side interface up here. Here we can ping the LAN perfectly fine. So that's set up. If we show ISIS database, we can see under level 1 link states we have R1 and R2. And then if we show our running config, we can see where is it? Did I miss it? It's at the bottom. Our interfaces, we're just using name as our identifier for our ISIS process. Our interfaces are set up, and if we go down here, we have our router ISIS name. We're using this address, and this is our local identifier, and then this is what area we're in. Then we have our self set for ISIS, or our IS type is set to level 1 only. So out of router 1, we're only connecting or making adjacencies via level 1. That's about it. Yeah, that is it. Set up on these routers. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up area 3 in a very similar way, and then we're going to set up the core. So let's pull up. We're using router 5 and router 6 actually. So we're going to enable. This is router 5. Let's try and move my mic away from my keyboard. Hopefully that doesn't pick that up that much. So we're going to go into our terminal. We're going to set our host name as R5, because why not? And then we just need our interfaces. Actually, we can start by setting up router ISIS name. The name can be anything really. I don't know what to put there, so I'm just going to put that. You could say area 3. Let's do that. It's locally significant, so let's do area 3. Just got to remember to put that on all the interfaces. And our network entity something. I can't remember what that stands for. Something like that. 47 dot. We're in area 3. We're router 5. So we're going to use that as our identifier. And then these are going to be... This we're not going to set anything because this router is actually a border router, and it's going to be talking in level 2 and level 1. So that's it for that. Let's set up our loopback interfaces, or loopback interface IP address. We're going to give that 10.5.5.5 as our loopback. We're going to do /32. That's all. Actually, we need to do this command to actually let ISIS see it. So that would be IP router ISIS and then our area name. So area 3. or our name that we set up here. And that's it for the loopback. Let's do F fast Ethernet 00. IP address is 10.45.45.2 on this side. 255.255.255.252 is /30. We're going to, out of this interface is going to be talking level 2 and level 1, so we don't need to specify. What we are going to do is do ISIS network, and we're going to set it as point to point, just so it cleans up our routing tables a little bit. And that's it for that interface. Let's do interface fast Ethernet 10, which goes down to R6. We're going to set our IP address. Oh, what I did forget, I didn't put no shutdown on that interface, so we got to go back and do that. This is 10.5656.1, and that's /30. Put no shutdown on this one, and that'll bring that up. And then we just need our IP router, ISIS, and the name, area 3. And we are also going to do the ISIS network point to point here as well. Everything is in this topology anyway. Everything is going to be acting as point to point. I believe that's it. We just need to go back to 0, 0 and activate the interface. We have our so that should be it for this router. I'm gonna write that to memory. If we show ISIS database, it's going to be there for both levels because we got level 1 and level 2 link state databases, because this is going to be talking level 2 to the core and level 1 to this site. So that one's configured. R3 we're not going to do yet. Let's go over to R6, and we're going to enable that. Configuration. Hostname R6, cool. And now we need to set our router ISIS area 3, then our net 47.0003 dot 46.46.46.00. This one is actually going to be specified our IS type. So we're going to set that to level 1 because we want it talking level 1 only. And that's it for that. We can move on to our interfaces now. Loopback 0, IP address 10.6.6.6 /32. And then we need our IP router ISIS area 3. That's it for that. Interface F00. IP address is our 192.168.2.1, and that's a /24. No shutdown. IP router ISIS. Oops. Area 3. And what else do we need on that? We're not doing point to point on this one, but we are doing this IS circuit type, and we're specifying it as level 1 because that's all we want to talk on this interface. Now if we go to interface F10, IP address is 10.56.56.2 because it's the other side, /32 or /30. No shutdown. IP router ISIS area 3. ISIS network point to point. ISIS circuit type. Oops. Level 1. We also didn't specify that at the at R5. So let's go back to R5 quick, and we're going to do For interface, we want, I'm pointing with my finger, but that's not going to work. This interface is going to be level 1 only. So we're going to do F10 ISIS circuit type level 1. That should be it for that. We have our level 1 on that one. This should be good here. So now if we're in R6, we can show IP route to our routing table. We have our level 1, we have 5 coming through that. We have 5, 6. We do not have 4, 5 because it is level 2. I want to verify that I don't have that in router 2. I don't think I specified this one as level 2. Anyway, that should be fine right now. Show IP route in this table. We have everything. We can ping from here to our LAN. We're good to go. And that is the external routers done. So now what we have left is R3. Enable that. Conf T, host name, R3. So now we got to set these up a little bit differently. These are our core routers. So, and we're also having these in a different area. These are in area 0. So we're gonna do router ISIS core. Give that 47, and then we're in 0. This is router 3. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I forgot net. This one is going to be specified as level 2 only. So our IS type is going to be level 2. That's it for that. Let's move on to our interface loopback. 0 IP address 10.3.3.3. Whoops. 255.255.255.255/32. We're going to specify this in IP route, not a router, router ISIS core. That's it for that. F000 IP address. This is our between R2 and R1. So this is 10.23.23.2. That /30. No shutdown. Let that message come up so you can actually see our interface is up. We're going to, do we set our ISIS IP? No, we have an IP router ISIS core. And we're going to also set the network to point-to-point. Interface F10. IP address. This is our between our 3 and 4, so 10.34.34.1. No shutdown. IP router ISIS core. ISIS network point to point. And I believe that is all we need for the core. It's only talking in level 2. That should be good. So if we end right, we can show ISIS database. We can see we're talking level 2 between R2 and R3. That's our level 2 routers, and we can show IP route, and we can see everything. This shows up as level 2 because it's transiting via a level 2 link up here on this side. So now we have everything from router 3. We can ping to 192.168.1.1 and it'll be fine. So we can get to our LAN from our core now. We just need to get R4 configured, and then we should have connectivity between both sides. So let's move on over to R4. It's going to be very similar to R3. Just rip through this quickly. Hostname R4. Give it our router ISIS core. Give it our net 47.0000 for area 0, and then our identifier. I've seen that actually set to like similar to what the IPv4 address is. They have a conversion method to make it look like the IPv4 just for an identifier, but it's easy just to do for router 4, just do all 4s. We're also going to do our IS type level 2, because that's all we want in our core. And then I think that's it for that. Let's do our interfaces. Back 0, IP address 10.4.4.4 /30 IP router ISIS core. That's in our core now. Now we can do our physical interfaces. 00. This is to R5. IP address 10.45.45.1 252/30. No shutdown. What else do we need? We need our IP router. Did I do that right? IP router, ISIS core, ISIS network point to point. I believe that's all we need. I believe I'm correct. F10 IP address 10.3434.2. This is between R3 and R4. No shutdown. IP router ISIS core, and then IP network, not NetBIOS, ISIS network point to point, and write to memory. Now we can show IP route. We should be able to see everything. What we don't see is we don't see our other LAN, so we're gonna have to troubleshoot and see what I did wrong on this side. But we do see our area 2 LAN, so let's ping that, make sure we have connectivity. We see it, we should be able to ping it, so I'm not expecting it to fail. Okay, there we go. And so now we have full connectivity between R1 to R5, I believe. R4, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we don't have R5 on here. So that's what we're missing. So it's probably this link on this interface that's not set up properly, just by looking at the routing table. If we go back to R1 and we show IP route, should be able to see all the way up to all the way up to R2, which is correct. That's the point of the levels, is this will only see up to where level 2 starts. So everything that's level 1, this one can see in area 2, and once it leaves, it can't see any further. But ISIS has added our default route here, so anything that it doesn't have in its routing table, it's going to send out towards R2, which is our edge router, which is going to send it into the core to find out where it needs to go. So let's figure out what we have wrong in R5. Pull up R5 here. We're going to show run. So we have interface area 3. That's correct. Duplex half. Don't know why it's on half duplex. Maybe that's to do with point to point. This is our interface 004545. That looks correct. Point to point. You know what we didn't do though? Then this is why it's not working. We didn't add our IP router ISIS area 3 to here, so it doesn't know what area it's in, or what ISIS process, not what area. We just named it area 3. Got to specify the ISIS process for this to be a part of it. So interface F00. We should go into comp C first. F00 IP router ISIS area 3. Now that works. We should be able to see everything else on the routing table. So if we do ISIS, we're going to do show ISIS database. Now we can see over level 1 link, we can go R5 to R6. That's our level 1, and then our level 2 we have all the way over to R2, which is our edge router on area 2. So now that we have this, we can show IP route. It should only show, and now we have, oh wait, this is a border router, so it shows everything. So now we have router 1, router 2, router 3, 4, 5, and 6. So from this router we should be able to go anywhere. So let's do 10.1.1.1 just to make sure we can get to R1. That means we can ping our LAN.1.1, and we can also ping our other LAN 2.1. So now if we go over to R6, show IP route, it will only see up to R3. Or not R3, R5, because that's our edge router right here, talking in level 1. And we now have our default route, which is going out via this interface, which will go to R5, which is our edge router, and it will be able to figure out where to go from there through the core. We should now be able to ping 192.168.2.1.1. So now we're going from this interface, or this router, all the way across to our other site through the core, and we should be able to ping it successfully. So that is how you set up our simple hierarchical, I can't fucking pronounce that word, hierarchy using level 1 and level 2 ISIS routing. And yeah, it should be decent practice for my my practical test on Wednesday. I have a practical routing test where I had to do all this stuff. I also have to do MPLS, which I would like to do a video on, which would be pretty neat. So if you enjoyed this video and found it sort of interesting, I guess, and you want to see some more complicated stuff like MPLS, which is more a lot more interesting to me anyway, you know, leave me a like, comment, anything I missed, anything I screwed up on. I am just learning this stuff, so I'm not a professional. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.